Welcome to Enquiry into Self. We are in a benevolent flow, but we don't notice it when we're attached to expectations, because instead of noticing what's here, we're comparing life with our expectations. And many of them are so subtle, we don't even know it's an expectation until we're feeling disappointed or upset or confused or anxious. So how can we tap back into the joy and not base our assessment on what's happening based on our expectations? Well, one thing we can do is actually welcome being uncertain, being out of our comfort zone. Now, there's a really good reason to do that. The moment that we think we're in control, that our mind has it all figured out, we're living in an illusion. We are definitely walking up to a point of disappointment or any kind of problem that we might encounter, because we've put ourselves into a box of some mental concept that we think life is going to match up to. Life will always be bigger and better than our expectations. Now, you may say, oh no, my expectations are this amazing life and that's not what I have. Well, if you look at your soul's values, if you look at the things that really matter, life is constantly a custom workshop for that. At least that's my experience. As I've tapped into my soul's values, I've realized that those things are always being served. I'm always learning how to tap into inner strength reserves. I'm always learning how to have greater compassion. I'm always learning how to contribute in a way that incorporates the other people around me. All of these things are what my soul values, and life is constantly tailored to help me with those. But it doesn't do that by following my preset plan, what my brain had already decided that it could concoct up. Instead, it's a mysterious flow. Instead, there's a certain wildness, untamed nature. There's a certain out of the comfort zone. There's a stretching that happens. And as I've recognized that all that stretching, all that discomfort, all of that being out of what I was expecting is actually furthering the things that I value most, then I've decided, okay, I like feeling a little uncomfortable. So, for example, say I said something and there seemed to have been a misunderstanding, or lo and behold, somebody else was going to do it a different way. And now I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work out. I've been in the communication or in the plans, there's a change, and now there's mystery. And okay, well, now how is it going to work out? That happens at work all the time. I think I've got how it's going to go at work, and lo and behold, the schedule gets changed, the person's perspective is different, and now it's going a different pathway. Now, in those moments, the brain can go into second guessing. Back and forth, back and forth. How could I have done it better? How could they show up better? What can I do to make sure it still turns out the way I wanted it to turn out? The brain can do this machination that can drive us crazy. But when I step back and just notice, okay, that's the brain doing its thing. That's it. And maybe I have to keep saying that. 30 seconds later, oh, there's the brain doing its thing. Oh, there's the brain doing its thing. And instead, I can look myself in the eye in the mirror and say, congratulations. You're living outside of your comfort zone. You're in the mystery right now. There's something in me that shifts out of trying to be in control and back into discovery and wonder. And when I'm in discovery and wonder, I'm much more tuned in. I'm not trying to push everything into my box. Instead, I'm noticing what is here. It's like my senses are way more open. I feel more alive. I feel more vibrant. As I go forward in each moment, there's curiosity. Okay, how is it now? What other input is coming in? What outcome is coming forth? There's this discovery that happens. So when the brain is starting its machination down, second guessing, trying to figure things out, I just notice there's the brain doing its thing and bring myself back to welcome to being out of the comfort zone. Welcome to mystery. And mystery is where grace arises. Mystery is where all the serendipities happen. So, sure, I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but I'm in discovery and I'm open and I'm curious and I'm in conversation. Basically, I've recognized that that's the place that keeps me more present. And any attempts to grab and bring things back into my control are simply this illusion of separation, this illusion that I know better, this illusion that there's control in this local head. So the welcoming of the uncertainty is welcoming of presence. And it's congratulating me for living on that edge, for being able to expand and open. So I appreciate myself. I appreciate the moment. I appreciate the wrench that got thrown into my plans, because all of these things are helping expand my being into its fullness, to help me notice this infinite flow that I'm a part of, that's better than I had hoped. So I'll see, okay, somebody else takes over something I didn't think was going to get taken care of. Or something doesn't happen, and lo and behold, it turns out it works out okay. I don't know. Living in the I don't know is living in the flow of the full benevolence. Living in the I don't know. And congratulations every time. Congratulations for being in the I don't know.